This must be the most common mistake that players make in the arena for Racial Legends, going from bronze all the way to platinum. Let's get into it. Hey guys, Colby here. Welcome back to another Racial Legends video. We're gonna do some arena today in the sense of explaining the biggest mistake that I noticed from players when they're building their teams for arena and trying to take out the enemy teams. I know it's all about the right champions, the right gear. I know what that means for many players out there, that they will not have an account such as mine, which is a veteran account of 3 years old almost. But whatever kind of champions you have, you need to start thinking wisely before going to the arena. You cannot just put in 4 champions, the ones that you have the best gear with, and expect the best result. That's not going to work, especially the higher you go up into the arena where more seasoned players pop up. It's very difficult for new players to compete into higher levels of arena, even at lower levels like silver arena. It's very difficult. And when I go onto accounts, I notice this problem, that their accounts are not speed tuned. And what do I mean about speed tuned? It's not only clan boss that you can speed tune a team. A team can also be speed tuned into the arena, and I'll show you the example before I show you how to solve this problem. All right. Okay guys, so this will be an example of the problem that I mentioned at the start of the video. What is the problem with speed tuning and how you can combat it? The speed tuning can revolve around having your fastest champion being your speed booster. All right, and that's where the problem starts. Okay, that the problem becomes when your second champion is not as fast in order to take an immediate turn after your speed booster goes, to ensure that the remaining of your team will go, in order to either lock out the enemy team or ensure that the third champion, who might also be another speed booster, goes, so that your fourth champion can go in there with the damage dealing abilities. Okay, this specific team that I have is an example of a lockout team, with Kymar locking out the enemy team with the sleep debuff skill that he has on his A2. And in that sense, the speed on my other 2 champions doesn't matter. But because this team is not speed tuned, that's when the problem comes in, and that's where gearing your champions right comes into play. And if you don't have the right gear, you need to have other ways to solve it, and I'll explain why, how in a bit. So let's go into the actual fight to see what speed tuning means and what speed tuning does to a team, even if you are the fastest one. Look at that. My arbiter is the fastest one in the fight. If I was speed tuned, this would be a victory 100% for sure, especially with these champions. But because I'm not speed tuned, you'll see that even if I boost my second champion in order to go, because the enemy team is at a very good speed tuned rotation and also at a quite fast speed, even when I boost the speed right here, enemy arbiter goes into Lissandra, then into the enemy team. Okay, and that's when I come into play with my own Kymar. But the mistake that this player did is that he did not have his Ray speed tune right there. Ray would have basically destroyed my team with the defense down right here. She would have just wrecked me, but he also did this mistake, and that's why this is another reason why this guy is not pushing up in the arena, because he didn't do what I was saying. He didn't speed tune his team. He only speed tuned Arbiter, Lissandra, and Lydia right here. So I will do the sleep right here to ensure the victory. Basically, I will do another speed boost and defense down, and I actually won the fight because my team, after Kymar goes, is actually speed tuned. Okay. All right, guys, I had to climb a little bit higher in arena to find proper teams to showcase a proper speed tuned opponent. Okay, so the enemy is speed tuned. I went in with this non-speed tuned team to check it out. Let's just go in there again for you guys to see what a proper enemy speed tuned team is. Even though I'm faster, look at that, boom, faster. The enemy team goes Arbiter into Lockout from Warlord, AoE defense down, Weekend. She tried at least, and then the nuker goes. Okay, he had the right team going in there, and plus with the Lydia in there, he will ensure that I couldn't even revive. If somebody survived, I couldn't revive, and basically this is a loss for me, and I've actually lost the fight because I was not speed tuned. Even though I was faster, I did not build my team correctly with the right speeds. And let me just show you what the speed tune team I have will do against this team, since I will be faster. I know that I will be faster against this one. So we'll go down here to the tune team. I have it ready. Warlord's gonna go very similar team against him, basically, except for Lydia. So defense down and nuker basically with a Warlord Lockout. So speed tuned Warlord goes next. Boom, he locks out everybody with the increase in cooldowns. That's what I want to see. Even if they take their turns, I don't care. Defense down, and they can take their turns even if they're faster than my my poor little Trenda, which is at 180 speed or something. I managed to go, and then I'll go with my nuke, and that's it. Swift parry procced for that Ray, but it doesn't matter. She's only has that A1 because she got locked out from her skills because of Warlord. All right, and that's how it works. Okay, that's how the speed tuning works. Let me show you exactly what that means in terms of actual speeds. Okay, through Deadwood Jedi's website, it's the only website I think which has an arena calculator at the moment. I don't know of any others, but I'm only using this one. He uses Zombie Lord's arena calculator hosted on this side, and I show you how my speed tune team is. Okay, so I have my speed aura champion right there. So that's Arbiter speed aura at 30%. You don't need to input this. You just select Arbiter right here. And then you go into who is your fastest champion. My fastest champion is Arbiter. She's got 3 speed sets. Here she is. Let's just go in here and I'll show you. So here's my Arbiter. She's got 3 speed sets. There it is. Her speed shown is 364. So there we go. 364 here on the side. She does have Lore of Steel, which is this mastery right here. Lore of Steel mastery is the book. This book right here, which gives you a little bit more speed when you've got speed sets on. We input which skill she's going to do first, which is going to be her A3, which is the big speed boost. Okay, her A4 is the next speed boost that she does, but it's also a revive. Then we have the second fastest. That's Warlord. And for Warlord to be speed tuned, he needs to be at least 305 speed. So a very important thing is you need to input all the champions here first, or else this will not showcase exactly the numbers that you need. So if you don't input all 4 champions that your team is going to have, then your team will not show the right speed that you need. So once Warlord speed is there, so 305, it does show Madame and Trenda that also need 305. We don't care about that because Warlord will be locking out the enemy team. So anything above 305, we're okay. Warlord goes in with his increased cooldown, which is on the A3. And that's it. And then this website also has more in-depth in case you want to build out your arena team depending on enemy mastery. So let's say you have stuff like enemy passives. So let's say you have a Valkyrie against you and you buff up your team with 1 buff or 2 buffs. So 1 buff usually from Arbiter. That's going to mean that you need a little bit more speed. So 326, which is a ton. But that's because of enemy Valkyrie. You don't care usually about enemy Valkyries. It's not that often that you see Valkyries on defense. That's more for a platinum arena kind of strategy. All right, so this is how I speed tuned my team by using this tactic that you see already. And if you go here to my actual champions, you'll see that I built, here's my Warlord right here, 311 speed. It's not very easy for me to get 311. Ideally I would have had an immunity set, but I went a little bit of resist plus accuracy. The stats are very low. Can't even compete in plat with these stats, but the speed has to be all the way there. What do you do if you cannot get all that high speed? You have to drop the speed of your fastest champion. Even if you like to see that big number there on your Arbiter at 364, let's say an example from my case, you go here and you say, okay, I cannot get the second champion to 305. Where can I drop my champions next? Should I drop to 354 as an example? That means I can get to 295 on my second champion to be speed tuned. It's better to be speed tuned and slower than to be fast and not speed tuned 100% of the time, no doubt. Okay, so let's say you can get at 350, this drops to 291. 340, which is a big difference. It means that you have good gear available to equip on other champions. You only need 281 speed. 281 speed is very achievable for people who do farm and want to compete in gold 4 or higher. But other examples of, let's say you are somebody that's just trying to get into gold 4, you would be around the 290 mark on your champions and trying to get in there. It only means that your second champion, who can be a speed booster, let's say Deacon right here, only needs to be 221 speed to be speed tuned, which is very, very reasonable. We're talking one roll on speed on his speed gear that you have equipped on the Deacon. And then let's say you want to have another speed booster right here. I want to give Gorgrab as an example. as an example, but this team is not ideal. And you're gonna have 213 on Gorgrab. Then you put him to go with his, I think it's his A2. That's the speed boost, or is it his A3? No, it's his A2. And then Trunda would only need 185 speed to go, and this is with speed boosters only. Okay, ideally you want to have maybe a team that goes first with a speed booster who has a speed buff, let's say Lysandra, and then you're gonna have Arbiter go next, which makes it much easier for Arbiter to get in there. So let's say we had a Lysandra here in the lead, 290, and look at how much speed the second champion needs. So Deacon would need 209, so that would be Arbiter, let's say 206, and then 155 on the second champion. And if it was Madame Series or something, 167 for Trunda. And this is an absolute speed tune team with just a 290 leader champion right there. So there's ways to solve the problems that you might be facing in Arena, but you have to get the numbers down on your champions, know who's your fastest. If you're going with a speed tune team for a speed boosting team, and it's all about speed, then you need to be speed tuned 100%. There's no doubt about it. If you're going with the go second team, which is sometimes the case, you need very specific champions and gear to do that, then this doesn't really matter for you. But again, even if you go second, you know that you want to be speed tuned with all your other champions. If you do have some form of boosting, then you want to be in tune with your other champions. That being said, guys, this was the video for today. I hope you understood what I was trying to showcase here, the importance of being speed tuned. I've done multiple videos in the past, but I see it as a common issue with players, especially in lower end gold arena. The examples that I showed you for this video showcased Arbiter and Warlord, but this doesn't have to be the case. There's so many champions out there that do speed boosting. There's Gorgrab as a very good example that I said before. Haikatoon is the easiest example of a speed booster that we get in our accounts from day 30. So Haikatoon speed boost with the A2 with a speed buff, very solid champion, and teaches you on how to use your champions together in arena. So Haikatoon into something like an apothecary would be a fantastic team to have with 2 speed boosters, then a defense down, then a nuker. Usually it would be something like a war maiden into Kale. A very, very common team you'll see all over the place in silver arena, gold, bronze arena. Not so much in gold, because in gold arena, that's where the crazy teams pop up. So this was the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.